Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Podfathers, the best parenting podcast in the universe, tolerated by Barstool Sports. It's your pal Clem here. We got the big man down in Jersey, Daddy Boy Chaps, joining us back in Texas, and we are back for another week, boys. It is the week before Thanksgiving, and the one thing I am thankful for is all the beautiful stories and friendships we had on this podcast, and that is going to be how we're going to start the show right now. We talked about it. This was a few months ago. We thought we were losing our beloved Podfathers here. We lost our beloved Nicky the Good. He was taken from us in the middle of the night, snatched from his little bassinet. Actually, that's not a short joke. I was just kind of trying to tie it into parenthood and babies and stuff like that. We lost our producer. In the meantime, we've done the show pretty much the same, not as clean bells and whistles and whatnot. I've done some of the editing. Joey's done a lot of the social stuff. But I think at some point here, we have to either crap or get off shit or get off the pot. And I think we're going to get off the pot for a little bit. I think if we're going to do some sort of Podfathers thing here at Barstool, some sort of Barstool grown-up content, it's going to have to be rebranded, rebooted, or whatever the fuck they do in Hollywood with all these movies. I just think we're all killing ourselves. Large is traveling around the country. Chaps has all his stuff. I am now the assistant editor-in-chief, so I have a billion blogs I have to go through every day with reading Barstool bloggers is not a very easy thing to do. Editing them is even harder to do. So my life has gotten very, very shitty in the last few. I shouldn't say shitty. A lot more harder. I almost lost my mind in October when I was doing this, blogging, editing, the Mets stuff as the Mets were slowly dying, and the Game of Thrones stuff, and my mom's basement. I don't know how I put it together for those few weeks there. But long story short, we're going to put this show on hiatus, is going to be the word for it, after this week. And we're going to try to figure out what to do. We're not just going to say the show's dead, we're going to kill it, but we have to figure out a way to kind of refresh it, reboot it, rebrand it, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to pass it over to Daddy Boy now because he's usually better at this stuff than I am.
I don't really have anything to say. I mean, you guys, he thanked you. You guys should have shared it more on Instagram with your friends. Honestly, we did our part, kind of. I mean, we kind of held in our bargain sometimes, I guess. I don't know, man. Largy?
We had a meeting in the beginning of 2021, which seems like 10 years ago. We were like, 2021 is the year of the Podfathers. And, so maybe we have that same meeting in 2023, right? But for the rest of 2022, I'd like to think of it as a sabbatical. I mean, we have a big social presence. I mean, it's a nice, social media thing, and, all praise be Allah and Joey Langone. But, so perhaps there's some sort of tweak or some other place that we can start to do this that might even be better. That might even better than the podcast medium. So we'll see. I'd like to think of this as more of a so long than a goodbye. Don't you? I tell you what, I see Chaps a lot. Like I don't see Clem. I look forward to our chats every week. I do. I look forward to the chats. Yeah. I know Chaps and you, Clem, you feel the same way. I mean, Clem's been, the underlying guy who's been here the whole time, the Cal Ripken. But I know in Chaps and I will miss a week here and there. It's like you miss out on conversations that you're like, oh shit, I wanted to talk about chili. Yeah. I wanted to talk about changing a tire, like that type of shit. So I don't know. So
if I missed any Costco conversations, I swear to God,
buddy, it's a perfect. You example. Missed the Costco conversation. Look at what I picked up last week, Daddy Boy. $3.99.99. We got ourselves a hot tub, Chaps.
Oh yeah. That's the same. I think it's the same hot tub I had whenever I had the stock tank. We switched from the stock tank to the hot tub. I got to be honest with you, Clem. You need to make sure you pull that bad boy up once a week. Spray it with some white vinegar and wipe it off. Otherwise, you're going to have, that real traditional slime on the sides of hot tubs. That shit's terrible to get off. Once a week, white vinegar. No
now
problem.
you're talking to a man who was also raised by a pool man. Which
I
can
forgot.
See
you're
in the
totally
background
fine.
here.
Yeah.
We already have. Which, by the way, you're looking for the people on the YouTube. Again, you guys could have clicked the YouTubes a couple more times. Maybe we'd be going at least another week because of it. You'll notice the water cooler that I got there for $99.99.
I was just gonna mention that. What an absolute glow up for Clemmy boy. I love it.
And by the way, what's this orange bench it's on, Clem? What is it? It's just like seems like some old project you had. No. That's from the Chase Stadium right there. That's an authentic Chase Stadium bench I got. It was a wedding gift for my friends Bob and Viv. And then you'll see here we have bromine tablets, we have a floater, we have even Spa Bright, which I don't even know. I just went to my dad's store and robbed him blind because he went to Florida for the week with my mom. So we are fully prepared. The biggest question with the hot tub, Chapsy, as I talked about it with my fellow friend Large, which doesn't really apply to you anymore. The water displacement for a man my size, how I'll be able to go in it, and then will anyone else in the family be able to go in the hot tub, or is it a one-man capacity when the hot tub is going? So that's
that is not what I expected it to be.
So kind of going off of that too. This show, it could pivot a bunch of different ways. We have the feed, we have the YouTube. I've already said maybe a Costco podcast.
Yeah.
I've been trying for Costco to sponsor it. I'm not even thinking about that. I'm just going to do it
They're
on the
too
house.
good for us, honestly.
Yeah, they are too good. They don't even, I went to their Twitter. I mentioned them on Twitter the other day, and then I clicked on it after I added them, and I realized it literally says in their Twitter, "We don't monitor our Twitter. Come check out our Facebook page." I was like, God damn it!
They don't have to. They don't. I mean, that's the thing about Costco. There's a reason why Lamborghini spends $0 advertising. People do it for them.
The New York Giants did the same thing to me years ago when I asked if I could do like a Barstool at the ballpark with them. And they're like, I'm like, where's your marketing department? Like, we don't have one. We have a, generation long waiting list for season tickets right now. So I do think a Costco podcast could work, or that'll just probably be a passion project, to be honest with you. And then I was thinking like an Ask Dad. Like whenever we got the questions from people, like they would just ask us the mailbag. I always thought our responses to that were real, genuine, and it came from a place of need that I think a lot of us have been at one point or another in parenthood. And that's kind of the reason I think we kept this podcast going for as long as we did, other than hoping sales was going to be like, hey, you guys have made us money in the past all these years. Let's keep it going. We didn't hear that. So we're like, all right, I guess we'll let it go. But the amount of people that reached out after we lost Nikki the Good and we're like, guys, I'll produce if you need me to. I'll help out. I love you guys. We do have kind of a family here. It's not a very big family, but it's a fucking family nonetheless. And we love everyone out there. So I do think there's somewhere else it can go. And again, we have that social presence. Joey, get your ass in here. Joey has his kids running around screaming at each other. Joey,
I shut him up.
If the biggest thing about Podfathers, the best thing about Podfathers will end up being Joey Langone got a fucking full-time job at Barstool Sports thanks to this goddamn place. So
and his podcast debut was on this show too.
Yes, it was.
That's facts.
We only had one or two like pauses that we had to kind of work through. Other than that, it was damn near flawless. And
almost like you're drinking smooth.
I was drinking smooth. That's true.
Oh, there you go.
He tied me in the Costco draft, chaps. You came in dead last, by the way. I hate to tell you that,
yeah, because I put dog food. See, that's the same reason I lost the Civil War draft. I should have won that going away. People don't watch. That's the reason why.
That's the reason.
What did you take? Slavery?
No, no. I took a bunch of states just with nuclear powers and high military powered states. One thing that I love about this show that I'll definitely miss is even like last week it happens. I'll post a picture of one of my kids on Instagram in the story, and people will be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe how big they are. I can't believe how grown up she looks," that type of thing. And because they started seeing Cardi when Cardi was 4, and Cardi's 10 years old now. Kelsey when Kelsey was 13, and she's about to graduate from high school. Like that is a long time to watch somebody else's kids, so they all feel like they know them, and they kind of do, like because of these stories.
I think people had first met Finn when he was a full-time plumber,
right?
And now he's still a full-time plumber.
Oh, by the way, Clem, I met Bridge for the first time.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's Chapsy. I've never met your kids. I feel like I know your kids. I've never met them, and it's kind of just goes along with that. And Yeah, so you got to meet Bridge, absolute delight, right? And she has a little bit of a large glimmer in her eye where you're like, oh yeah, you're sweet like your mom, but you're definitely a large child.
She has the definition of a cherubic face, just like young, innocent, angelic. She just is adorable.
Tico, Texas had posted a picture of herself and Bridge on Tico's timeline. And above it said, I love those kids, like LUHDA kids. And then, I don't know how it came up, like the word Texas came up. Oh, by the way, did you know that Tico? Did I lose you?
Oh, you got you now.
No, we're good.
Okay. I said, Bridget, did you see the Tico post the other day? She was like, I love those kids. Oh my God, he is such a snotty prick. Yeah, you got to meet Finn and Bridge. You met Finn before, though, I think.
Yeah,
right?
I met Finn, yeah.
Right, he'd put in the toilet for you.
Right, yeah. And he came over, luckily, real fast whenever I got that fridge and hooked the line up so I could have the ice in there. Right. It was super nice of him.
But it really is like, and even just like the listeners that we've kind of, we had the Porter rankings with our girl Cass. We had our girl D, who I will not say her name because I always butcher it. We've had tons of just the common people coming in, and you kind of just see their stories. I'll go to the DMs. I just had a guy who hit me up, was like, Clem, got a little loose in the hot tub the other night with the wife, got a second one on the way now. I'm like, happens to the best of us, pal. Not this guy anymore.
Listen, that's a valuable lesson to all those young listeners out there. You can and will get pregnant in a hot tub. That old wives' tale is not true. Just because the old ovaries are warm doesn't change the fact that they can get loaded up with cum, my friends.
That is the truth. $399.99 seems like a deal for a hot tub, but when you're paying for a college education on top of it, because you guys had a couple too much whatever alcohol we're sponsored by this week, that's how it can end up costing you a little more. So again, we'll be back. We'll at least have the social shit going. Joey, feel free to update it or don't update it. It's up to you. He built that goddamn Instagram and Twitter out of nothing back in the day, and it's still. What are we at right now, Joe? Do you know where we're at on Instagram right now?
I think 335.
That's crazy.
It's bullshit because it's more than ZBT, which I try so hard at.
We can't steal like viral videos anymore, so it has to be original content. So it's a grind, man.
That being said, our kids will always be a part of that, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So and the other thing about us too, and kudos to us, by the way. Remember back like before Barstool became as corporate as now, where did you see we have off the day before Thanksgiving and after Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
We didn't even have Thanksgiving off when I started. That was like, football. The NFL players aren't off, guys. You guys aren't off either. We're off the day before and after Thanksgiving. And we would always do this podcast around the holidays because I think that's when some of the best family content comes out. So This will be our first Thanksgiving off from the podcast, at least unless you guys come up with something really good now or they sell the shit out of the podcast since in the time it takes between now and when the turkey hits the table.
Thanks, because nobody's going to be able to hear about Popeye's Turkey Season 2.
Oh, so is it legit? It's happening.
I think so. Well, we decided that we're going to go to church for our church for Thanksgiving because they have like what?
It's like a celebrate Thanksgiving.
It's a potluck. My church doesn't care about Jesus anyway. So
fair enough.
I think that having like a potluck will be fun, and I could throw my kid out there with a shit ton of other kids to play, and then I won't have my kid in my ass all day.
That's called a win. And any parent will call that a win. Big man, what's going on with you these days? Where are you traveling back from?
My brother's hosting. So it'll be the first time I went to my brother hosting Thanksgiving. So he took over the helm from my mom and dad. And I've never hosted Thanksgiving. I've never cooked a turkey. I've never done anything like that. I did see a pretty cool thing last night where a dad was trying to share the turkey process with his 3 daughters. I don't know if you guys, it's probably very old. And then, so when he put the turkey in the oven, he's like, all right, we'll take it out together. I'll teach you girls how to carve it. So we had the 3 girls around and they were, I don't know, maybe ranging from 10 to 16. And when they went in, the one daughter said, oh, there's something inside the cavity. He's like, oh yeah, just pull that out. I don't even know what it is. And she pulled it out. He had put a raw Cornish hen inside of his turkey. So when they pulled it out, he was like, I don't know what that is. And the girls were like, oh my God, this turkey was pregnant. And they were all so like, and so then the dad goes, after a while, they were like, we're never eating turkey again. This is crazy, you know, blah, blah. And after a while, the dad's like, I put that in there. How could you do that, Dad? All right, well, great. Now we're not eating turkey. And the dad was like, you don't deserve to eat turkey because you're so fucking stupid that you know that turkeys have come from eggs. And they were like, oh, eggs. Like they totally forgot the fact that there was an egg process.
Can you imagine turkeys giving birth to live young? That would be wild as shit.
Oh, the gobbling going on?
Yeah, just the bird up there in a nest shitting them out. That'd be fucking wild.
Oh my God. And like they, you know, like you can imagine, you put a Cornish game hen inside of a turkey, it comes out still like white. And like, you know, just like slick, you know what I mean?
Yeah, with that pink ass skin and the like blue beak that's kind of like see-through.
Just fucking an awful thing to do. And he got them hook, line, and sinker. It was perfectly done. So yeah, so my brother is doing it for the first time. Mick's coming in. The prodigal son returns. We're all going to the fucking airport, obviously, and he's going to be here with us for the week. Our cousin is fighting in the PFL League for $1 million the day after Thanksgiving. So we're all going to be in Madison Square Garden as a family. Brendan Loughnane is like a third or fourth cousin of mine. Versus Bubba Jenkins. So we got a big time planned out for Thanksgiving weekend.
Man, we've officially reached a point at Barstool now where the kid of one of the Barstool bloggers will have the night before Thanksgiving, which was always a big blogging topic, podcasting topic. I know KFC used to always talk about it and stuff like that. And now we're at the point where we have someone old enough, our boy Pop here, to have a son that will be experiencing that. Because the first year back from college, that's always, you know, the craziest best, or when everyone makes the wildest decisions. It's the girl you haven't seen, you know, your old high school crush and stuff like that. It doesn't stop for years until you get old and washed up like us. Thanksgiving was a time when I think I discussed it on this podcast, when I realized how fucking much harder it is being a parent than a kid. Because when you do large, I know you haven't done it, Chapsy, I know you've done it. Cutting that bird, man. That is fucking tough, man. And my dad was helping me out like I was fucking 5 years old.
Cutting the turkey?
I still butchered the shit out of it. Yeah. Cutting the turkey. And you're like, it's not just like a random Tuesday night dinner. This is Thanksgiving dinner we're talking about here. You got a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure on you. So
anybody can do it in spring training. Do it in the World Series.
Exactly. I did it once. I will never do it again. I'm going to my sister's for Thanksgiving, and I've decided that if I ever do host, I will be getting a Stu Leonard's. They will cater your entire Thanksgiving for like, you know, a couple $100. You can get that done. Large, did you see that?
Wow.
They had the free samp.
What a stunt by Clem. That's just a casual couple $100.
No big thing. I would pay that much just to have someone cut the bird for me, let alone have, you know, supply all the food. But
once you figure it out, though, it's fun to do because people compliment the shit out of you, right, Large?
Oh, really?
If you cut it up right and you portion it out where you can put the breast on there and it's very evenly placed, and then you kind of reconstruct the bird on the plate, people go bananas for it.
I've never cooked a turkey. I am an elite carver. I mean, I went through the whole thing where I go down the rib cage, like you're saying, Chaps, into slices and set up. But apparently last year, we alternate. Annie and I alternate my in-laws versus my family. So last year, Terrence took on Thanksgiving for the first time. And he thought it would be a good dry run because my younger brother was at his in-laws. I was at my in-laws. So it was only him, a couple of people in his family, and my parents. And he fucked it up. He totally like screwed it up, ruined the turkey or whatever. So this year he told me, the mom called me and told me about Stu Leonard's. You know, like my mom's trying to put in, you know, remember what happened last year? Maybe let somebody else handle it. So my parents are going in with zero confidence in their oldest this Thanksgiving. So I do know that it's actually, I thought the Stu Leonard's price was pretty fucking affordable. I thought it was pretty affordable. It's like $200 for a family of 8 or something like that.
Wow, that is good.
Yeah, something. Maybe it was a $2.99 thing, and they got me. But it seemed like it was pretty affordable and something to maybe consider, particularly if you had to do it in a pinch.
I think it was $199.99.
There's been a couple things that we do that with every year that just is time consuming, and it's going to be about the same quality if they do it anyways. There's a real nice grocery store here called Central Market. It's like HEB, but a step up. Well, they do all like the mashed potatoes and shit like that. So a lot of the sides we'll get from there. And then Annalise will make like fresh bread and spend time on the dishes that she really enjoys. And then I cook the meat and we're done. She only has to cook like 2 things and then I just do the meat, and not everybody's killing themselves and doing shit all day.
That's so clever. I mean, we're bringing the mashed potatoes down to my sister's. Like, everyone just cover the stuff, and everyone has their things. Mama Clem crushes stuffing, just absolutely crushes it. No matter which, sometimes she'll do the cornbread stuffing, sometimes she'll do the old school, sometimes she'll do something I never even thought was possible. So everyone should kind of just do their signature dishes. It makes it a little easier that way. Large being a good carver, not a surprise. Pop. How many knives are within your eyesight right now?
If I had to do a quick, like, let's say I had a Cornish game hen, bang, I got a Cornish game hen, right? Like, we're just within my purview right now. If I needed something a little bit bigger, bang, I kind of get in there. But to make it to your point, like, I'm actually a good cook. I kind of hang my hat on that. It's something I enjoy, and I can't do a chin up, but I'm a good cook. And so I asked my brother, what should I bring? He said, nothing. And now I do that to him every Christmas day when they come to my house. I say nothing. And, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I was like, oh, maybe he used me a little bit, but he's like, nope, I got it all. And I was like, well, I insist, I need to bring something. And he's like, okay, then bring the wine and bring cigars. So I'll bring a box of cigars and a couple of bottles of wine, which is good enough. So I'm essentially doing nothing but showing up, dropping down a couple of bottles, a box of cigars, carving a turkey, and just having a day. That's why I really, really enjoy this holiday. That's why I'm not one of the skippers like you fucking guys. I'm not the skippers. I'm going to enjoy this holiday before we move on.
I had myself a Thanksgiving sandwich for lunch today, and I'll be having one on Friday as well, just letting you know now. Ooh. And I'll sing Christmas carols if I want. We've been listening actually to a lot of AJ's been listening to a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas soundtrack, which I feel like this is the season for that. It's right in between Halloween and Christmas.
Yeah.
He's crafty.
The other day I got bamboozled. I didn't really want to listen to Christmas music and all that shit yet. I'm not ready to be on that train. But one of my favorite channels on Sirius Radio is the Outlaw Country channel. Well, in Christmas time, it changes from Outlaw Country to Christmas Country. And it's just like a bunch of like Willie Nelson and those kind of guys that are singing Jingle Bells and shit. It's weird, but I listened to it like 30 minutes without realizing it.
That's a beautiful thing, Chapsy. And listen, I saw there was a blog today, and it said if you listen to Christmas songs before December 1st, you should be thrown in jail or something.
Every single Connor opinion is wrong.
Exactly. That's Captain Cons who wrote that. So you now are on the side of Captain Cons, the guy who didn't even sing the Navy song because of lost a bet. He's a belt welcher. He is just I don't want to say a bad person. I like Cons, but I'm just.
I'll say it.
Yeah, you can say it, Chapsy. No problem at all.
I will give him credit. He got Coach K on our podcast.
That was a big get. My Coach K was the creator of Bluey. That never happened. So this podcast will come back if I ever get the creator of Bluey who hits me up.
If we could get Miss Rachel. If we could get Miss Rachel, that would be huge.
We got Lori Berkner, which was a huge win back in the pandemic, right? That was good. I didn't see that coming. I have also started a campaign to hold the Bluey float. I've just been tweeting at them, the Bluey official account, a lot. It hasn't worked at all. I haven't gotten even the slightest acknowledgement.
That's another one like Costco. Bluey doesn't need your shit.
That's true. Speaking of Costco, we've been talking about Costco. We've been talking about great meals. I blogged it yesterday. I don't know if either of you fellas saw it here. Sam's Club went out and lowered the price of their hot dog and soda combo to $1.38.
Oh my God. What? Those sons of bitches did it again. I mean, my goodness.
They throw
Look at that fucking hot dog. My God, that's a monster dog. Look at all these happy children. Who can't afford $1.38?
The hot dog wars will be fought.
Oh, it's not Costco. It's Sam's.
It's Sam's Club. Yeah, so Sam's Club has decided to go for Costco's neck and started the hot dog war.
Those sons of bitches. The goddamn Waltons, man. I am so sick of their shit.
They lower the price because they're the Waltons. They have $1 billion. They got Russell Wilson playing like a dog shit quarterback and paying him $250 million. They lower the price of the hot dogs. They have cute kids slinging these hot dogs at you. Just
I need
a
to say
dirty
something.
goddamn move.
I rebuke this $1.38 hot dog. Rebuke it. I don't want it. I don't want it around. I think they need to get rid of it.
I will never enter Sam's Club until their hot dogs. I haven't been in a Sam's Club in maybe like 20 something years at this point. I will never go back until they raise the price because it's just straight at Costco. You know that hot dog does not even come close to touching Costco's hot dog in terms of quality.
Hot dog's probably not made of 100% beef at all.
Exactly. And I guarantee they'll raise the price when they have to. When times are tough, and when Pop tells us we went from a recession to a depression, this shit's going up to it from $1.50 to $1.75 to damn near $2.
Remember, this is the same people that allowed you to sell PlayStation 5s for like $1,300 secondary market on their website. Just absolute vultures.
So where does this rank? So now I'm on the outside looking in. Like this is one of those ones I wish I took off. If you look at, are the three big warehouse clubs, and correct me, BJ's, Costco, and Sam's?
Yeah.
Because I've never even seen a Sam's. Are they in the Northeast?
There's one in Albany by me, I believe.
Oh, there is one? Okay. Yeah, how do we rank those? BJ's, you guys, because I belong to BJ's, right? And you guys told me that it was always smaller than Costco, and on top of it, you like Costco better. So I've always put BJ's at number 2. Where do we go? And maybe there's another one, I'm not sure. But is Sam's better than BJ's, worse than Costco?
I think it's this $1.38 hot dog this is
last straw.
Sam's is just for poors. That's what you said. It's Costco, BJ's, and then way down those fucking rats that go to Sam's Club.
I do feel like I haven't been to Sam's Club again in years, and I think I've only been there once. I feel like they're probably really cheap on it. Like price wise, it's Walmart. Walmart is disgustingly cheap. I can only imagine a big box club
warehouse
with Walmart
Walmart
prices. Yeah, warehouse Walmart exactly. Okay. But the hot dog,
Costco is like a warehouse Target.
Yes,
yeah,
I think that's
fair.
Very
good. Yeah, or Wegmans, something like that.
And
BJ's, I think, is more expensive than the other two.
Yeah, I think BJ's is probably like the Nordstrom rack of the store. Yeah.
Look at us. There we go. I got to say that even though this looks like it's coming to an end in its present form, I am not giving up on going to Sam's Club with Clem. Chaps, if you could get here, I just know that there's a geographic.
I was about to say that's pretty ugly.
Yes, no, and I did not mean to do that. So I rescind what I said.
Is Joey invited?
No. Oh yeah, Joey.
100%. That's fine. I'll just.
I apologize. I can't bring Joey. I got Nikki in the car already. I still want to go. I can't believe that I'm probably going to go to some other fancy ass place before I go to the fucking Costco because I refuse to go without one of you two or one of you.
Well,
three,
you need an executive member to go in there with you too.
And if I do go, I will get whatever card you get. I will get the highest one. Like whatever Clem is, I will go platinum. If you're gold, I'm platinum. If you're platinum, I'm going diamond.
This year, I pulled a move on Costco. They weren't even sure what to do because Clem, at the end of the year, you get a portion back or whatever from all the stuff you spent. I told them, keep it. You guys fucking deserve it. I don't even want this money back because you're so good to me and my family. You deserve it.
That's just.
They do it for us with the rotisserie chickens that they sell at a loss.
$5.
Yeah.
$5 rotisserie chicken and $1.50 hot dogs. Do they go and get petty and go $1.37?
I think they might just end up being like, hey, hot dogs are free. Just come in and get a hot dog.
If they go dollar, like free is crazy talk. But if they go dollar, if they go dollar, that war is over. But it could be a nice little headline for a couple if they go, I'll see your $1.35 and I'll go $1.28. You know what I mean? They start doing that loss analysis type shit. So I'll be paying attention to it, even though I will never have one.
I have my furniture event coming in a month from now. I don't need Costco looking to, take losses in the food industry because then they're just going to raise my couch prices. And then my Super Bowl TV prices are going to go up in January. I'm refinishing this entire house. I got a hot tub outside. And I'm going to have a sale TV and a sale piece of furniture in here. I can't have them taking out the hot dog, which is a loss leader. Is that what they call it? It's something like that. Also, by the way, I mean, again, we've become the Costco podcast. This viral video of this guy using his Costco card to kind of hit on the girl. Did you see this, Large?
Yeah, I'd seen. I think everyone posted it. To be quite honest,
yes, it was on every single medium that we have at Barstool, which is saying something. Look at that. This is the moment Large was like, "All right, I'm ready to finally get to Costco." Just seeing how a woman was just.
She goes, "Wow."
The kid's dressed like he works at Foot Locker.
Yeah, right? That's kind of weird. The referee outfit does kind of.
Yeah, and with all, but I know it's probably around Halloween.
That might be a Newcastle United jersey.
Oh, okay. She's a pretty girl, no bonk or anything like that. I'm saying it respectful, but obviously she doesn't have a lot of, the bar has been raised too high.
She has no hot tub, is what she doesn't have. $3.99.
Well, she might.
She does now.
She's dealing with a member, yeah.
So yeah, Large, we'll get you to Costco. I'm telling you, I could buy everything on the menu and give them a 20 and I'll get you back change. That's the kind of stuff we're dealing with. Yet it's still high quality food. And we'll still do all the stuff. We'll just throw it on the main account instead of our account. They'll have no problem with that.
Yeah, no. I will tell you what though. I had a delivery. I mentioned it to you, Clem. Some guy, I did these potato chips from Amazon. They're called the whole shebang. And the reason I got them is because they're the potato chips that are served in prisons, particularly in the Northeast. So I got them and people recognize them. I tasted just the potato chips that I'd gotten from Amazon yesterday in Twisted History. Some gentleman who said doesn't work in the commissary. He's a screw. A screw, I guess, means a prison guard. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't want his name mentioned. He doesn't want the prison mentioned. He sent me a coffin of prison food. Remember when Chaps, you remember we did those MREs?
Yeah.
Where they warmed up while we were talking about, something else for Twisted History. And then all of a sudden we have beef burritos or something. Yeah. I have to do the same thing with these because I have some absolutely disgusting stuff, but also these whole shebang potato chips, which I'm telling you are almost like barbecue flavor plus salt and vinegar. They're overwhelming. And in a place where you have a lot of parties in mouths, prison, this is also like a welcome party in your mouth. So keep an eye for that somewhere. I guess snacking off with Clem, we'll just tear into this shit.
Lowering the bar.
Bags of wet cheese. Yeah, I got that too.
I cannot wait for. So that'll be. I told Kevin too, and he said, "Oh fuck yeah!" So he's definitely fired.
Prison food, yeah,
prison food. We got prison food. We have Little Debbie's Christmas cake, ice cream, Chapsy. It's back. It's back in the stores. That's how I know it's Christmas season.
Yeah, because that ice cream's gonna have that delicious little strawberry swirl in it.
Once the lady in the bonnet starts slinging Christmas cakes, it's Christmas time, and
it's over for you, with that for sure. Yeah,
exactly.
It showed up on the fat guy's door yesterday, and Annie I had seen it, so I started to run to the front door. Bridget and Annie were in the car, and Bridget said, "Mommy, is Daddy prancing?" I had gotten a box from Grater's ice cream in Ohio. Wow. 12 pints of Grater's ice cream, including the black raspberry chip. And me and Mike Golick Jr. got it on the same day. Apparently, we both begged Grater's somewhere, along the line. And who I get a little call from last night? Mr. Willie Colon.
Hey, interesting.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Large. I was about to do Willie's voice. Probably shouldn't. That's problematic. Grater's.
Do it as Eddie. Do it as Eddie.
Yeah.
Doing Willie.
Hey, Large. Listen, this is Willie. I was just polishing my Super Bowl ring, and I come across. So when people retired in Pittsburgh, Willie would always send them pints of Grater's. He was just, I guess, Pittsburgh people in Cincinnati or wherever Grater's is from. So I said, "Are you home?" He's like, "I am," and nobody else is. I said, "Oh shit!" It was raining out, so I popped in the whip and I dropped him off 4 pints, which I don't think made it to the fight. So, shout out to Grater's ice cream and shout out to Willie Colon.
I thought you were gonna say you and the boys just hanging out eating some cream.
Yeah, I thought
they sent me the cups, the paper. When you order in a cup, not a cone. They sent me spoons, a scoop, a couple of different toppings. Bridget's like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "You're laughing." and she was like, "Oh, let me try this," all different things. So, so great, a terrible time to be lactose intolerant. Yes, 100%. I could actually have even with giving Willie 4 pints, party tonight, and everybody would try some Buckeye Blend or Buckeye Blast. Like they have all these different ones. So, so Little Debbie's stuff is out. I'm going to have so much fucking ice cream over the next couple of days. It's going to be unbelievable.
Don't you have a pill that can make you invincible to dairy and whatnot? So
Yes,
we'll have to pop. Chapsy, I thought he was going to say, but I thought he was going to say Willie was waiting on the couch in his robe with 2 spoons and said, "Dig in, big man. We're having ourselves a night."
We're over here eating ice cream and watching scary movies. You better come out and stop us.
Willie answers the door in an open kimono because he doesn't care. You know what I mean?
Why would he?
Like, oh Jesus,
who's gonna say something?
Yeah, exactly. Pop having technical issues is the perfect way. He's actually been very good for years now. We're having a little bit of choppiness here and there. I kind of
think mic issues at the start were
those are incredible. Absolutely wonderful stuff. And like we were talking about earlier about kids growing up, boys, I had myself like my first real experience with sports. Like games, not just practices, but sports where Sienna's playing not just someone in the town, like a town game, a town league, but we traveled like 30 minutes at night for like a 7:00 game. AJ's exhausted. We're all miserable. And I watched my first basketball game with 3rd graders who just straight up can't even reach the rim. There's 2 girls on each team that can reach the rim. It's like watching yak basketball in real life, except the kids are actually trying.
Need cardio out there.
Oh man, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, if we had a lockdown defender, there would be just no points scored by the other team. The ref was joking around the whole time. He's like, I hope you guys took the under today. It was like, I think the final score was 12-10, no 14-10, because it was 12-10, and we had the ball, we were losing. And I said to my wife, I go, honey, if they hit a shot here, we're going to overtime, and we're never going home ever again. There was a point of the game where the girls had the ball and they all went the wrong way together, like a flock of fucking birds going the wrong way. And I finally understood, like, Large, you had always said, like, don't look at your phone because they'll always look up. They'll see you on your phone. So I had to be locked in, and it was painful, and it's going to be painful if we have, I think, 12 games. And if you have less than 5 people at the game, your team gets whammed like $150. So everyone has to, like, basically show up. So then, you don't fuck yourselves over in the long run. So that was my one parenting experience that, you guys have gone through on the podcast, and I am now starting to travel sports, and it fucking sucks. And I've heard it's gotten nothing but it's all politics. It's, it's not like when I was a kid where it was pretty much everyone just had fun. They played their sports in the local leagues or whatever. I heard it's all coaches. They split teams up to, the good team. Then if you didn't make the team, you go Little Giants on their ass, start your own team up. And it's just fucking wars in the town. So that was the one thing from the Casa de Club I wanted to hit on. Before we wrap up, Chapsy, anything going on in the Casa de Chaps here for the holiday season coming up?
No, not really. Just looking forward to that delicious Popeye's bird.
And we'll still pump some parenting stuff out on the socials for sure. We'll still get Chapsy's bird up there. You gonna smoke it again? I think you smoked it last time.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, I'm gonna smoke it. I love to smoke anything like outside whenever it's cold. Like most people like barbecuing and grilling whenever it's hot outside. I like to do it when it's cold. I'm just fucking with the fires, like lighting one in my fire pit and just sitting out there having a couple beers and chilling. Dude, that's my idea of heaven.
Yep, a little bit of heaven there. Big man, you got the birthday coming up, obviously. Half 100. No, are you half 101 now?
Yeah.
51, yeah. 51.
Yeah, half 102.
5'1".
Yeah, at least you can just be 5'1" now instead of everything else. So we'll get some stuff out there. And Large, Joe Lightning told me he needs to be a part of the Blazer review when we do our Blazer taste test here. So I think
100%. Joey Lightning's in the house.
Joey Lightning's in the house. So we'll wrap it up here. We'll again we'll try not a goodbye, more like a solo long partner, like our boy Woody says at the end of Toy Story 3. Yeah, Toy Story 3. So we'll see you guys hopefully on the other side at some point. If anyone has any ideas even, but it has to be something, I don't know. Barstool is so different than it was when we started this podcast, let alone when I started working here. I don't know what the fuck, how stuff gets greenlit, how stuff gets going off the ground. But I do think there is a huge section of the audience that this does hit, and I think it could be more than it currently is, but I don't know how the fuck to do it. So we'll figure it out down the road. Any suggestions? DM them,
before you guys,
Joey
before you go, Clem, I would like to say that it has been a pleasure, and I'd be remiss if I didn't thank Kevin for being such a terrible. I would have never gotten. I love busting his chops on the way out. I would have never gotten a chance to work with you fine people. Radio Bren back in the day, the whole fucking crew. Yep. So I appreciate you guys, and that's it.
Yep. Shout out to all the guests that came on. Had an absolute blast. Me and Chaps became pals through all this. Obviously, me and Large got this friendship out of it. We got Joey a fucking job out of it. So, and again, to all the listeners out there, new and old, thank you guys for everything along the way. You guys are clearly the best part of the shows. Again, I love the questions, love the stories. We all grew up together. We had an engagement that turned into a marriage. Think it didn't end perfectly, but nonetheless, and again, like you said, Large, we've seen the kids grow up. Kevin's family has gone through all its twists and turns in its own way. So that's fucking life, baby. So we're all in this together. As always, stay safe and stay sane out there, and we'll see you guys on the other side.